Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how you are going to be able to get a 5-star Valkyrie in her upcoming event completely free to play. So in the first part of this video, we're going to be going over the party animal trait characters and sort of some of the who are going to be the best or worth investing in for this. No matter if you're a mid-game player or an end-game player. If you're super end-game, you probably don't need my help anyways and know what to do. Secondly, we're going to talk about the math and exactly what kind of coring situations that you're going to need to get into in order to be able to get to that 5-star. Or a 4-star if that's your goals, depending on how many power cores that you have that you'll want to use towards this event, which is going to be very important because I do want to talk a little bit about the additional event that's going to be coming your way for Valkyrie on the weekend. So, if you're ready to go, then let's boil this down. Okay, so here we are in the roster screen here, and this is the party animal roster. There's quite a few of them, and there's actually some really good choices here as well. So as far as campaigns go, and I don't remember how difficult the Phantom X one was. I don't remember. I think it was actually a bit more challenging than some of the previous ones. This one actually looks pretty good. So right off the bat, some of the characters that I recognize for this is Squirrel Girl, who is farmable very early on. Actually, even my baby account can farm Squirrel Girl. So that's a character that I'll be using myself, both for my main and for my baby account as well. There are some other members of the Young Avengers, some who unfortunately aren't very farmable, like Kate Bishop and America Chavez is, but I mean Kate Bishop is not. Scarlet Spider is on this list. If you happen to have them unlocked, that's a good choice because these are some characters that you're going to want longer term. So the characters that I would personally look out, other than the Asgardians, there are some as well. They have Mighty Thor, because everyone you could use Mighty Thor in this event, which is great because everyone has at least a 4-star Mighty Thor. So if you need a character, there you have one, right? And then Sif maybe for some veterans, possibly Gambit, who recently had his event. Very good standalone character as well, so Gambit definitely should be on that list probably too. So going from the bottom, because a lot of these other ones aren't really worth it. Say no to most of these. Multiple Man, Negasonic, She-Hulk, Mantis, Nico, Deadpool, Rocket, Longshot. Probably not super necessary. Shatterstar's not there, so it makes Longshot less desirable. So I would kind of start from here. So like Gambit, Sif, Mighty Thor, Spider. Actually, Spider-Punk kind of sucks, but if you are using Scarlet Spider, the two of them can work together. Otherwise, Spider-Punk standalone really sucks. Some other people don't really have Moondragon necessarily if they're a mid-game player now. Kate Bishop, Scarlet Spider, Squirrel Girl, and maybe Dazzler, only if you're using Gambit though. So there are some good choices here. There's at least like 8 or 9 characters that are viable here, and many which are actually available fairly easily. So I don't think this is going to be too hard in terms of deciding who you want to use for this event. But let me know in the comments down below who you plan to take personally, and if you're a mid-game player who maybe this might be your first heroic event, let me know how that ends up going for you as well. But I think as long as Squirrel Girl's on this list, she's a healer, and I think she might be the only healer on this outside of Moondragon, who I don't really recommend for a lot of mid-game players. Squirrel Girl is going to be like your best character for this event, I'm sure. So make sure that you gear up Squirrel Girl for this if you haven't already because of the Famine event. You should be good to go, I hope. And I kind of want to pivot really quickly to the data mines once again here, because there is, as of recording this video, it's not up in the game yet, but this is something that's going to be upcoming as well. The Party in Paradise event, and I'll be doing a separate video on this, so don't worry about that. That doesn't have to do with this video necessarily, but you're going to be getting some gear for Valkyrie. You're getting some Asgardian shards, the Gauntlets of Heroes, which is the third 10k item, which is going to be upcoming, and a 5 red star Thor. But the reason why I'm bringing it up here is because partly how you score for this event is opening the party animal orbs, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the character shard orb that's going to be coming for the Valkyrie event. And spending power cores, because all about how you're going to get to that 5-star Valkyrie is going to be dependent on how many power cores that you're willing or able to spend for this event. And so it's a double whammy, which is great, because if you want to spend power cores, to spend a little bit extra to get those shards for Valkyrie, then you're not going to get penalized. But if anything, you're actually probably going to benefit from doing that because you're going to get some points for this milestone by spending the power cores. So there's a 2-for-1 here for once that actually maybe the events are actually getting a little bit better. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, that kind of stuff. But maybe the game's actually getting a little bit better. We'll wait and see it. And maybe we need to do like a retrospect, once we get to August. But yeah, I don't know, right? And so I just wanted to raise that there. Also, part of that event is going to be blitzing with party animal characters, but once again, I'll be doing a more specific rundown of this event closer to the time and when more of the information is officially known. So, anyways, let's jump to the math now, which is how we're going to get to that 4 or 5 star Valkyrie, depending on what you're choosing. And actually, very quickly before we do that, I hope, and as of recording this, the orb is not available yet, the party animal orb, which is the event orb. I hope that we get some of these like unfarmable characters in that orb, which would be really nice. You know, some Kate Bishop, some Scarlet Spider is probably the top pick here. I don't think that they're going to have Gambit in the orb. I really doubt it, but if they did, wow, that would be great. I don't even know if Dazzler's going to be in the orb, but that would be cool too if she's in there. Otherwise, at the very least, Kate Bishop and Scarlet Spider should be in it. There's some good other characters in here, so it could be a very good event orb, actually, for consolation prizes if you don't get a center drop for Valkyrie. So now let's move on to the math. So if you guys aren't familiar with this, some of this is a bit familiar or a bit similar to previous events. So that would have been the Phantom X event, that would have been the Evil Strange event, and so on. I think that's the third. I think it's just that Phantom X and Evil Strange. So let's start things off. There's going to be 9 levels. It's going to be heroic. Now it's easy, medium. Easy, hard, heroic. I forget the 3 tiers anyways now that they changed it up and they dropped one of them. But anyways, in heroic mode, so this math is specifically to do with heroic mode. And so if you're not quite able to farm heroic mode, because I know that there might be some newer players watching my videos, I apologize. You'll have to extrapolate downwards based on my scenario because you're not going to get as many shards. If you're only running the easy, the first tier difficulty, you're probably going to walk away with a 3-star Valkyrie. If you are running hard mode and maybe some of heroic, you might be able to walk away with a 4-star. And if you're fully farming heroic, you're probably definitely going to get a 4-star and possibly a 5-star. So we have the 9 levels here. If you do all 9 heroic levels, you're going to walk away with 30 free shards, which is pretty close to the 45 shard unlock for Valkyrie, which is really good. And once you clear all 9 levels, you'll get almost 3 orbs right off the bat, and so that might actually help you get Valkyrie unlocked on day 1, on top of all the SBCs, gold fragments, and other teal catalyst pieces that you get from clearing these levels. So it's pretty nice. You get 27 from hard mode, actually. It's only 3 extra in heroic, but once you clear it on heroic, you don't need to go back to hard mode. It automatically gives you the rewards for that. In terms of the available fragments per day when you're farming heroics, there's just over 3 orbs per day if you clear all 9 of the levels, and that's about 900 energy. And that's pretty much where you're going to be if you're doing the 200 cores daily, which we'll get up to in the other scenario here. In terms of the energy generation, there's a total of 928 available, and that's if you core 200 power cores daily, which will give you about 400 energy. Now, you do only get 100 energy per refresh. It's not like the campaign and the regular campaign energy where you get 120. It's only 100 from the cores. Okay, so let's move on to what I'm going to call scenario 1. And this is the best case scenario. And so this is you doing 200 cores daily. Now this is pretty... I like to think it's pretty normal. It's pretty average for, the player base who cares, that they're probably going to at least do 200 power cores daily, because this is, I think, pretty normal. And so this results in 300 power cores over 15 days. Of course, it's not 3,000 up front, so this does give you time to, get power cores as you, go through the week and whatnot. And so the total energy spent for this scenario is 928, what we talked about in the other table there. There is about 1.7 million gold almost over the course of the 15 days. I just throw this in there just for like an added bonus fact. It's not a lot, but hey, it's better than nothing. And the fragments gained is just over 3 orbs. You do want to spend 28 energy or whatever energy you can after the 900 into the hard mode just to get some more fragments in there. And your total orbs daily is about 3.26. Yeah, it's a weird number. And that results in 48, almost 49 orbs over the course of the entire event. What I would recommend is just, maybe just coring 1 or 2 more times after that to get that, fully completed orb. That would be very good. And your total shards that you should get by the end of this is approximately 309. Now, this is up or down like 50, I would say, which is quite the range. But on average, that is very, very, very close to the 5-star free-to-play. And so 310 is what you need for the 5-star. Now, this is based on the 5.4 shards that you get per orb. This is the math done for the event orbs, plus the 30 free that we talked about earlier, and the 3 orbs for the first time. So I've added all that in. And what this means is if you do 200 cores daily, there's a good chance that you're going to get 5-star. you could actually get more than 5-star. I believe I walked away on Phantom X, even though I didn't care about Phantom X, with 20 out of 200, which means I got about 21 shards more than the average that I stated here. There were times where in Evil Strange, I believe I was like 10 shards short of 5-star. However, I picked it up a little bit, and then I did end up getting that because I pushed myself to core a little bit more towards the end to try and make up for that. So depending on your RNG, depending on your luck, there's a good chance that you get 5-star, but if that's what your goal is from the beginning, then I would probably push a little bit more. Maybe do about 300 cores daily. We'll talk about some of the other scenarios down below, though. So scenario 2, we have the middle ground, and this is the 1500 cores over 15 days, 100 cores daily, and you're going to get 200 less energy per day. And that's going to basically be equivalent to 38 event orbs over the whole event, opposed to 40, almost 49 above. So, you know, it's a difference of like 11 orbs, you know, for 100 cores daily. And that's going to give you estimated shards of 252. Now, what's good about this one, though, is that guarantees you the 4-star. I would say that pretty much guarantees you the 4-star. You're not going to get the 5-star. You're right dab in the middle. So if you don't care about getting a 5-star, or you pulled some bad red stars and you don't care too much and you want to save some of your cores, then, you know, this is what you'll probably end up with. You'll definitely get through the 4 stars if you're doing the heroic campaign. So that's really good there. The scenario 3, this is the worst case if you're out of cores or you just can't do it for whatever reason. But don't worry, you're probably still going to get a 4-star if you're farming heroic mode. So again, you're getting about 10 orbs less per, you know, compared to the other scenario, scenario 2 here. And that's going to result in 196 shards on average. Now, 4-star is 180, so that is, you know, approximately. If you have some really bad RNG, you might not get the 4-star, but if you have average RNG or better, then you probably will get the 4-star, which is good. Maybe you'll get a little bit better. So don't worry. In most cases, you probably will walk away with no less than a 4-star as long as you're farming all of the heroic difficulty levels. Okay, I need to, sometimes I talk a lot. Now, here's for the people who want to do a little bit extra. Now, this is scenario 4 in what I call lots of cores. This is 400 cores daily, and this is 6,000 power cores over 15 days. This is going to get you well over 5-star. This is going to get you 366 estimated shards on average. Again, could be plus or minus like 40 or 50, right? And so you're probably guaranteed to get the 5-star. This is going to be designed for the people who maybe bought some offers on Valkyrie, who maybe want to get to a 6-star, which means that you need a grand total of 510 shards. So if you happen to get some of these shards via offers or whatever, which means you need to make up, I don't know, 150 here to get to the 510. Maybe you got some lucky pulls on a 675 core orb or in your offer orbs or whatever, then this will help you get towards that 6-star if that's something what you're looking for. And that, but if you're really wanting to get that 6-star, you might want to look at scenario 5, which is lots more cores. And this is not what I personally recommend. I personally don't recommend any more than 200 cores a day, or maybe a little bit more than that, depending on, again, this event that's upcoming with power core spending. This is 9,000 power cores over 15 days. It's a lot. So most people are not going to have this. But it is going to estimate shards around 417. That's about almost 50 shards more than the previous at being 400 a day. This being 600 a day, you're going to get 50 more shards. Is the 50 shards worth 3,000 cores? I don't know. Normally the 675 power core orb goes away, though, after the start of the event. So if that's something you're considering, I don't think that you're going to be able to do that. I thought in some instances, some very rare instances, that orb actually stays during the event, but it wouldn't really make sense to in the campaign event because there is a special, there's a separate event orb anyways that you're going to need to open, and that's part of the event. One of the other events as well. So I would take that under consideration. So that's the only thing different, is that of course that you're going to be opening more orbs, which means you're going to get more points towards that other milestone. And that's going to be equally important, but we'll talk about that more when we do the math for that video. So estimated shards for that is about 417, and that's going to bring you pretty close, halfway to a 6-star. But once again, if you bought an offer and you got maybe 100 shards from the offer, that will probably get you to the 510 that you need for a 6-star, if that's what you're looking to do. So let me know in the comments down below what scenario you're going to be going for. I'm going to be doing scenario 1. This is the scenario that I typically do unless I'm going really hard. I pulled some really good red stars, like for Evil Strange. I did do a little bit more coring than 3,000 over 15 days, but that's just because I really wanted to guarantee that 5-star. So if you really want to guarantee that Valkyrie 5-star, then I recommend doing a little bit more than what you might normally. But otherwise, guys, that's the end of this video. And of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I will see you all later. Boilon signing out.